Welcome to Simply Dynamics. In this video, I'll show you the GDPR component of Data Manager, a module in our Certified for Microsoft Dynamics NAV ISV add-on SD Utilities. With GDPR, you can log and action any GDPR requests for any data in Microsoft Dynamics NAV. You can erase, encrypt or restrict access to any field or fields in your Microsoft Dynamics NAV database to support your EU GDPR requirements. SD Data Manager has a rapid deployment with no impact on existing setup. Using the GDPR component of Data Manager allows you log requests and action responses to access, rectification, portability, erasure, restrict and encrypt. From the GDPR setup, simply select any table and any field to add to your GDPR monitored list. Here you can see the fields from the customer table which we have added to our GDPR monitored list. We can also set restricted field values. Our GDPR functionality easily allows you to search and set up the related tables and manage your fields and table relations for GDPR requests. Let's include the sales header in our GDPR monitored list. Once you have added your tables and fields to your GDPR monitored list, you can search, report, export, correct, erase, restrict or encrypt this data, all within Microsoft Dynamics NAV. Let's take a look at each of the requests. The first request we'll take a look at is the right to access. Simply enter a comment, the search phrase that you want to search through your GDPR monitored tables and fields for, and the contact information of the person making the request. The right to access request has returned the following related records. You can open the record that has been returned by the search request. The search phrase has also been found on a number of sales header records and also on a number of contact records. You can print off the access report which shows you exactly where the search phrase has been found in the records in your Microsoft Dynamics NAV database. Having printed off the access report, we can mark the request as complete. If you would like to log a right to information request, enter a comment, enter your search phrase, and enter the contact information of the person making the right to information request. Again, the GDPR component has returned the following related records from your GDPR table and field monitored list. You can run your information report, which shows you the records from where the search phrase has been located. Having printed off the information report, we can mark this request as complete. Let's log a right to rectification request. Again, we enter a comment, our search phrase that we want to search the data on, and we enter the contact information for the person who is making the right to rectification request. Let's update the name. To log a right to portability request, again enter a comment to describe the right to portability request, enter your search phrase and the contact information of the person making the request. You can then choose to export the data that has been found and the two records have been exported to the CSV file. Having exported and sent the information to the person making the request, we can mark the request as complete. To log a right to erasure request, we enter a comment to describe the request, the search phrase, and the contact information of the person logging the right to erasure request. We choose OK, and the GDPR component searches for and locates the records that contain the search phrase. Let's navigate to the contact record, and we'll choose to forget or to erase the information that has been set up in the GDPR monitored fields. And if we navigate back to the contact record, and we can see the fields have been removed from the record. To log a right to restriction, again we enter our comment to describe the GDPR request. We enter our search phrase and the contact information of the person making the right to restriction request. The GDPR component returns the records that have the search phrase, and we can navigate to the contact record and choose to mark this record as restricted. We can now take a look at the contact, and we see that our custom right to restricted field has been stamped as per our GDPR setup. And finally, let's take a look at the right to encryption. We enter a comment to describe the GDPR request. We enter the search phrase and the contact information of the person making the GDPR request. We'll take a look at the contact record returned. And if we choose to encrypt the record, we can now see that the fields in the GDPR monitored list that were marked for encryption have been encrypted. So we have seen the GDPR component of Data Manager allows you to support your needs to meet the EU General Data Protection Regulations. Using our GDPR component, you can log requests and action responses to access rectification, portability, erasure, restriction and encryption of your Microsoft Dynamics NAV data. Thank you for watching.